Welcome back everyone to another review. So, I know the week before we had, well, one of the most frustrating games I've ever played in my life. So, how do we wash the taste of one frustrating game with another? We have Buried in Pillars, a rather bare bones Metroidvania-like. And trust me, it's more Castlevania than it is Metroid. You'll get what I mean. But enough talk, let's just get right on into it. So, I guess you play as a wizard who's in a, well, I guess like frozen over species, I think. And after some gobs taken terms of your Johnson, you break free. Now, it's your goal to essentially free your people from this robot goddess thing. Previously stated that this game's story is going to be the least of our worries. Just keep it in, Overlord. Just keep the fuck in. Presentation wise, the game looks pretty good. The art style reminds me a little bit of Paper Mario-ish, and for some reason also reminds me a little bit of Tome. If you're wondering, I am playing the censored version for obvious reasons. The music is okay, it's not too bad, it still has much to be desired, only has 2 tracks if I remember correctly, but the sound effects are pretty good. Now the gameplay. Now, when I talk about how this game is more Castlevania than Metroid, I have to say it because there's this one particular move, parrying. I fucking hate parrying, mainly because I don't know, it's a bit delayed, especially when you're doing after an attack, especially when you're fucking doing bosses and they do some of that bullshit double attack. You see, let's compare a parry system to like Darkness Hunter Girl. Now, granted, this game uses a completely different engine, but still, notice how parrying actually kind of works properly. Not only do I not take any damage, but even if it does a double attack, it automatically parries. Now, parrying just annoys the living hell out of me because it's also the only way of obtaining magic, which is, you know, a very, very important thing and a very finite thing. If you're wondering why healing in this game, you're going to be mainly just be doing a lot of healing. I'm just gonna say it. They have the healing there because it's an anti-frustration feature. And keep in mind, a good chunk of the bosses will not let you heal properly. You have, actually no, it's a fairly small window. A fairly small window to properly obtain your health back. Why? Because a good chunk of the bosses barely fucking telegraph their attacks. This isn't Meadow Moneta. This isn't Slave Princess Sarah. This is the Buried Pillar, and it'll make you remember its fucking name. What I'm trying to say here is, do not be fooled by this game's cutesy and Paper Mario-like aesthetic. This game will probably challenge you. And keep in mind, guys, I'm in fucking casual mode, as you can tell. There's a reason why they gave you the healing spell as your default. It's an anti-frustration feature. And in fact, the only boss that didn't really give you that much shit was the Bloomfolk Stalker. But other than that, the combat is just relatively simple. Now, if, you know, simply just killing enemies refilled my magic, I wouldn't be bitching as much. But the fact that I even have to do a parry, which is, it kind of halts the game, I'm not gonna lie to you. The fact that I have to have an enemy attack me, parry, attack me, parry, especially when you get to like having 4 magic slots, it just gets it slows the game down. That's what I'm trying to say. If I could just kill an enemy and resupply my magic, I would be happy. If you're wondering what those blue things are, they're currency. For what? Upgrade. As you can tell, you can upgrade your stealth, your magic attacks, to essentially become a lot more stronger. Or maybe that's a fucking placebo effect. I mean, don't get me wrong, your health does increase, your magic increase, but not your magic attack. Hence why I say placebo. Other than that, another thing is that you also have a map for exploring. I kind of don't like it because it doesn't really tell you anything. It doesn't tell you where the hell the the upgrades are, or any of your new moves. A good chunk of the times you're often going to have to take an extremely shitty guess and hope to God that you actually get something useful. That's
one thing that Overlord forgot to mention. This game is very open-ended as long as you know how to get to the level with or without the ability, which could be good for challenge runs. But given how this game can get 0 to at least a 7 on the frustration scale, I wouldn't recommend it.
Another thing I just don't plain like. It's fucking cryptic for no real reason. Overall, listen, if you're a fucking masochist, this game is for you. If to anyone else who just doesn't want to have their balls in a vice, or like have a game just be in a completely screeching halt, then I don't recommend this game. Good night and good luck, everyone.
If you enjoy this video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell for new uploads and community posts. Make sure to follow Overlord on X, Blue Sky, and Pixiv to see his artwork and whereabouts. If you wish to support the channel financially, you can buy Overlord coffee at Ko-Fi or buy some merch at the newly incarnated City Wave Plaza and go on Neonoshima for his designs.